Another area that Buchanan talks about is frontiersmanship. Here you see a ship trying to navigate through what they call an ice floe. Um, Buchanan connects frontiersmanship to a cowboy spirit, which is even something that's said in the Bon Jovi song that used to be a part of the opening of the show. Um, there's a certain amount of independence. They are regulated by the government and actually rely pretty heavily on the Coast Guard, especially when they get in trouble. So they're not completely independent. They don't have that entire frontier spirit of someone necessarily like a cowboy. But that theme is definitely present. They are self-reliant for the most part, and unless, of course, they get into trouble. Um, Later seasons of the show would actually follow the Coast Guard for a bit. The Coast Guard would fly helicopters to pull people off of ships that had gotten hurt, or sometimes the ship itself would be in distress and about to sink or have already sunk, and the Coast Guard helps. Sometimes they're not entirely successful, and some or all of the people on these boats die. That hasn't happened in the course of the show where a boat has sank and people have died, but it's happened in the course of the show, just not on any of the boats they're following. There's also what Buchanan talks about as a lack of concern for outward appearance. These men are on these boats for a very long period, not very long periods of time, but certainly longer than probably most people would think about. So they're gone for months, weeks or months at a time. So they often look a little unkempt. They have beards. Their personal hygiene isn't something that's emphasized on the show. But they talk about being up for very long periods of time, smoking lots of cigarettes. So they have that kind of rugged look to them by the time they come off the boat, and they look a little rugged when they get on the